Now, I don't know if a supergroup is kind of just having fun, really, but Colm Cíosóig, who he sounds Japanese, is famous for his time spent in My Bloody Valentine, and Hope Sandoval, famous for her time spent in Mazzy Star, are going to be joining us in just a minute. But to get you in the mood for it, let's go back to one of the finest pieces of music ever committed to tape by an Irish band. This is My Bloody Valentine and Sinner. We're delighted to welcome Colm Cíosóig. Did I pronounce that correctly?
That's right, yeah.
Go on, because it is, as an Irish surname, it's remarkably close to Japanese.
Yep.
Into the studio. Colm is in the studio with us, but we're also joined on the phone by Hope Sandoval, who's on a hike, I think, at the moment. Hope, how are you tonight?
I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. What is that? It's a little fox?
Coyote.
No.
It was a coyote. A coyote just jumped over the sorry, there was a coyote.
We had a freak out with a coyote.
Now, just a coyote.
That's really brilliant, Hope, I'll be honest with you now. That couldn't be better. As listeners here in Ireland would never have seen a coyote. And here's a guest almost being attacked by one.
No, they don't attack. They're more afraid of us.
You're not in any danger.
No, not.
Yeah, okay. Sounds confident.
Good. Well, they're both joining me tonight to discuss the Warm Intentions, which is...
Inventions.
Excuse me. Warm Inventions, which is the names...
I guess mixed up a lot.
Coyote attacks, Japanese surnames.
Yeah, I know.
It's all going on.
So that's a good name, then. That's a really good name.
It has kind of Leonard Cohen
Yeah.
kind of feel, doesn't it? The Warm Intentions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe it's better. The Warm Invention.
Right. So tell me, Colm, I suppose start with you. This is the third album that you've done together. How did it all start?
Well, we met in London. Obviously, I was living over there, and Hope would spend a lot of time over there as well. So I just decided to take my sabbatical from my other band,
My Bloody Valentine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was just in a kind of a wandering phase. And I was at a gig, and Hope was there with her boyfriend at the time. And somehow we got into conversation. I guess her boyfriend said, that's pointing me out. That's Colm.
No, I told my boyfriend. My boyfriend had gone on tour with Colm.
Uh-huh.
And he knew him. But I'd never met Colm. And my boyfriend said, do you know who that man is? That man that just walked in. And of course, I didn't know, because I didn't really know what Colm looked like. And he said, that's Colm Cíosóig, drummer of My Bloody Valentine. And I said, I have to meet him. You have to introduce us before this night is over.
Wow.
That's how we met.
Right. Why were you so determined to meet Colm, Hope?
Because I was am a huge My Bloody Valentine fan. And I was wanting to just do music with other people, sort of get away from my other bands. And he's an amazing drummer. And I just thought, I asked him if he'd be into the idea of having a jam session together. And it was a really good idea.
Right. Why do you think, because it's on 3 albums now, and I think the new one it sounds really fantastic. It's great. What do you think is working so well between the two of you?
I don't know. I think maybe because we understand each other, because we both come from bands that are sort of popular, I guess, and working with people that are, I don't know, sort of, I don't know what word to use without sounding ungrateful, but I think when we met, at the time when we met, we both sort of had the same story, and I think I did anyway.
Yeah.
I felt a bit disconnected from my old project, and I wanted to do other things. And I am rambling because I'm distracted by something right now.
That's
so.
all right.
Another coyote.
Another coyote attack moving in.
No. Anyway.
Yeah, well, it's funny though, but the two of you do have kind of similar stories, don't you? That, you know, My Bloody Valentine had been, you know, amazing and brilliant, but was just on a hiatus, is the word they use to describe when, you know, no one's really sure what's going on. And Mazzy Star had a similar kind of arc of, at that point, 3 albums and no real guarantee if there was going to be a 4th album. So that's a frustrating place to be, isn't it? Because I'm sure for you, Colm, you'd have loads of ideas and creativity and things you want to do, and often not really an outlet for that.
Yeah, well, it was a when you're in a band, you get into this universe. You know, it's like a marriage.
Yep.
And you're very, very close together for a very long time, and things happen. You know, we achieved a certain success that we hadn't expected, and then it was expected more, and the times we were living in, the success was kind of critical, and not financial, really. So we were struggling, you know, financially, to keep things going and move things along, and, you know, get the whole thing going. It took a toll on us, I guess. And it's also at the time. And when you're really young as well, when you're in a band and you're really young, you have there's so many expectations from the industry, and you turn into a product. So you have to keep on producing stuff, and you don't get really any time off, really, just to take a break and just recover from the immense, you know, tidal wave of emotional things that are happening to you during that period of, say, playing to thousands of people, and struggling financially and trying to, you know, balance it all off. So, well, doesn't seem to be equating very well.
No, it's a hard world. It's a household name, but not, you know, getting the life that you think would go with that. And Hope, was it a similar kind of story for you? Because as Mazzy Star were, again, hugely critically renowned as well, but were you finding it was a struggle also?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the honeymoon was over for me, and I think for Colm too.
Right.
It's not just financial. There's also just time and life and
I know,
things moving along.
Yeah. So on a more positive note, rather than dwell on that too long, This is beautiful stuff. It seems that the two of you together just seem to work really, really well together. It's a gorgeous album. There are innumerable tracks that I love, that I intend playing. Are you very happy with this, Colm?
Yeah, I like it. Obviously we've released it. It's past the board of censors. Yeah, and we're happy with it, and we definitely think it's releasable. So we're happy, and each song has its own story. A lot of them are quite different, but we like to be able to encompass all these songs together. Yeah, in a whole story that works together.
How does that work, Hope, as a matter of interest, when you are kind of living in different continents? How do you write songs?
Well, we spend a lot of time together. I mean, Colm has been living in California for about 17 years.
Oh, I didn't realize.
So,
I'm only recently moved back over here.
Oh, okay.
Well, I may move back again.
Yeah.
So it's in flux.
Yeah,
so,
and then, of course, I'm back and forth.
Yeah.
We rehearse in Ireland, we record in Ireland, but we also work in California.
I can't get over this. Some of it was recorded in the Martello Towers here in Ireland.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. And then finished off in Berkeley, California.
No, actually finished in Dublin.
The other way around.
We started in Berkeley.
Okay. Not many albums have that kind of life cycle.
Yeah, no, not really. No, I'd say that's quite unique for that. Yeah. This particular album.
How do you feel about the album yourself, Hope?
I think I really love it. I think it's really nice. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have released it if we didn't totally love it. So Colm, I think, is a little bit more particular about things, but I think he'll come to love it maybe in a year or year and a half.
I know, it's always hard to...
I'm judging by his eyes. I think it'll be faster than that, Hope. I think he's just holding back.
I mean, I know that you really like it, as you say, Colm. But a few weeks ago, Colm was over here in California, and we were listening to the vinyl, and he was loving it. He was going on and on about it.
Well, yeah, that's after a few drinks.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to show his hand. Obviously, Kurt Weill contributes to this. How did that come about?
It was actually in Dublin. Hope and I were in a drum shop in Dublin, and the guy there in the basement was playing some music, and we're like, "Oh, who's this? This sounds great." And he said, "Oh, it's Kurt Weill." I'm like, "Oh, all right." And I'd met him about a month previous, or a couple months previous to that, on tour, and he talked to me, and he said he was a fan of the Warm Inventions, and we became a fan of his music. And then we had this song that Hope and I wrote, and Hope originally sang all the lyrics for it.
Yeah.
But Hope came up with an idea of why not, make it into a duet. And Kurt just came to mind as kind of an obvious kind of choice. And well, we invited him to come along and sing. We weren't sure if he'd be into it or not, but he took up the offer and loved it and loved the idea. And he was passing through Berkeley and doing a gig in San Francisco, and they brought him into a studio, Fantasy Studios in Berkeley, and just before his sound check, and he just laid it down, and we got on really well, and he just started ad-libbing stuff, and just, it added a really nice flavour to it.
Yeah, it really does. Works great. Hope, I know that you in the past you haven't been mad about live work. Has that changed at all? Would you be considering any live performances, or is that too unlikely?
Yeah, I think we will do a few live shows. I don't like to do live shows, but I think that it's really important to do the record live.
Yeah, well, it seems pull the work into it and get an album that's that great. It'd be awfully sad if people didn't get a chance to see a performance.
Oh, it's the plan.
Oh yeah, we work with this amazing band, Dirt Blue Jean, amazing musicians. So yeah, it'd be great to show them off again.
Great. Great. Well, we live in hope. Hope, thanks very much for joining us, and I hope you're not attacked now by the coyote again. Enjoy the rest of your walk.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
And Colm, thank you as well. I think I'll give people a blast of the Kurt Weill track. This is Let Me Get There.